Hello my darlings. Ask and you shall receive. I am finally doing a makeup tutorial and showing you how I gothify myself. So let's get into it. First things first, we need to prep the base. I'm doing a quick wipe down with some micellar water before applying some SPF. To start the makeup, I usually use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer all over the face, except for the eyes. Let it sit until it becomes tacky before applying your foundation. For my foundation, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation in white. I do 2 layers, but build it up as you see fit. I haven't gotten the concealer yet, but I do recommend using it to touch up your under eyes, nose, and any blemishes or patchy areas. Once I look like Casper the Ghost, I start by baking my face like a loaf of sourdough. I'm currently using the e.l.f. Make Me Matte Translucent Setting Powder, but I'm not picky. I use whatever comes my way. For optimal results, however, I do suggest a white powder. To contour my cheeks, I use a large, fluffy fan brush and black eyeshadow. Currently, I'm using the shade Call Me a Car from the Morphe X Meredith Duxbury palette. I like to gently drag the brush just below my cheekbone, but not quite in the hollow of my cheeks because I really do enjoy raising the height of my cheekbones. To contour my jaw, I simply trace my natural jawline and suddenly connect these by my hairline just in front of my ear. To contour my nose, I start by taking that same black eyeshadow on a small, fluffy eyeshadow brush and start by connecting my eyebrows to the bridge of my nose. I then gently swipe downwards, tracing the edge of my nose. I try to keep the lines closer together to really get that slimming effect. Once the lines connect to the tip of my nose, I fill the underside of my nose with that shadow and blend it all up just under the tip of my nose. Add a line across my nose that is just above the tip, blend it all out a bit, and the nose is complete. I'll also use this time to fill in my brows with black eyeshadow because I'm too scared to shave them and get artsy yet. Okay, I do my eyeliner before my eyeshadow. Sue me. I'm using the Holograve Cosmetics Funeral Proof Gel Liner in Obituary and a thin brush to do this, but if you don't manage to snatch one of these, any waterproof or long-lasting gel eyeliner will do. You get more control with it. When creating my wing, I follow the natural curve and angle of my eye. I start from my lower lash line and drag it out with a slight upward angle until the line is about even with the tip of my eyebrow. I then sweep back inwards and up over my lip into my crease. I then connect this new line down to my lash line and fill. I've seen people call this eyeliner bat wing liner, which is honestly kind of fitting for this circumstance. My goal is to make my eyeliner connect evenly when my eyes open because I have hooded lids. I use the same technique with my inner corner where I follow the angle of my upper lid, swoop slightly downwards, then connect it to my tear duct and fill. I then connect these along my upper lash line. Now, the fun stuff. I start by making a line that is parallel to my lower lash line. I start from the lower part of my wing and trace the contour of my lower eyelid. If you're familiar with the popular Korean aegyo style makeup, the line I create is in the same place that the aegyo contouring would be. I bring this line all the way to my inner corner liner, still remaining parallel. It should be almost the same length as the inner corner. For the doodles under my eye, there are really no rules. I kind of just do what my heart desires, but for the sake of this video, I will do my best to explain. I'm starting by drawing a line out from that bottom liner about a third of the way inwards from my outer corner. This line comes out about an inch and then swirls inwards. Halfway down this swirl, I create another smaller swirl that faces slightly upwards towards the outer eye. Between these 2 swirls, I draw a sideways letter V that is parallel to the connection point of the swirls. Now, about a third to a half of the way from the inner corner, I create a small line downwards and then attach a upside down V at the end. Now we add the dot details. I always do my dots in 3s. 3 on the outside of the large swirl, 3 below my wing, 3 parallel to the inner corner line. I'll often come back and add more when everything else is done. Now I am finally drawing the ankh onto my forehead between my brows. Start by drawing the letter T with an upside down teardrop on top, then thicken the lines a bit. The ends of each line should be wider than the center of the lines, with a flat, non-tapered edge. Let's return to the eyeshadow for a moment. I use the black eyeshadow to blend my eyeliner into my crease and towards my nose contour, sometimes even connecting it. It should be the darkest in the crease and lightest by the nose. From here, I use white eyeshadow to highlight any spaces I've left untouched. This includes my eyelid, the space between my brows, my nose bridge, the tip of my nose, and the space between my liner and lower lash line. I then use the Sephora Golden Hour Highlighter Duo in the shade Full Moon to highlight. I use Low Beam to contour my nose bridge and brow bones, while I use High Beam for the tip of my nose, my inner corner, and my cheekbones. Curl the lashes, add mascara, and it's on to the lips. I used any stick eyeliner that I can find to line my lips. I'm currently using one by e.l.f. I always round out my Cupid's bow to add an almost pouty effect, but you can also just trace the natural shape of your lips. Once it's lined, go ahead and fill it in. Be careful not to smudge it. My favorite lipstick to use is the NYX XXL Lip Lingerie in the shade Naughty Noir, but today I'm just using an old Blackheart matte liquid lip that I have laying around. Set this all with a matte setting spray. I'm using One Size On Till Dawn, and you're not done. Psych, I do my last few steps after setting. Sacrifice a random clear lip gloss to the gods of goth makeup to get that nice finish on the lips. Add some random dots to the eyes and face, and pop on the longest, thickest pair of lashes you own. Now you are finally done and ready to enter Hot Topic for the first time. Go get 'em, Tiger. And we're done. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you decide to recreate this look, please tag me in whatever photos and videos you post in it. I would love to see it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Click that notification bell so you always know when I post. If you are curious about any of the products that I use in this video, even the ones that I did not name, I will be posting in the description box below. You can also down there find a direct link to all of my other socials, from my Instagram to my TikTok to my wish list to everything that I have. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a good day and stay spooky.